So there's no doubt that drones have changed the way that films are made, and it allows normal people like me to have access to shots that otherwise would cost thousands of dollars from a helicopter and would just be completely impossible. So in today's video, I have a review for you of a new drone that's just hitting the market. And this is the first time I've ever done a gear review like this, so I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Is it something I should do more of? And I have some thoughts of my own about doing this and if it's the kind of thing I want to do in the future. So stick around, let's review the new Veeniix V11 drone. So this whole YouTube thing turns out to be pretty strange. My channel's growing in popularity, and for about the last year now, I get about 10 emails a month from companies that want to send me stuff and they want me to review it for them on my channel. And up until now, I have heavily resisted this and I've said no to every single one of them. But today I decided, why not? I'll give it a shot. So right up front, I need to say that Veeniix supplied this drone for me to review, and I do get to keep it. This is now mine. So effectively, they've given me a $500 drone. And that obviously comes with some strings. And it's those strings that I feel kind of strange about. Am I obligated to tell you that you should definitely buy this drone? Am I obligated to tell you that it's incredible? Or should I just tell you the truth, and if their product is good enough, then so be it? Things are a little different here when Veeniix have given me this for free and they expect me to review it, and they've given me a list of things they want me to talk about. And all of that I find quite complicated. And I'm struggling to put this into words, to be honest, while maybe still highlighting the product. I think that's a tricky line to walk. So you know me, I want to be honest, and I don't want to devalue my channel and also devalue the relationship that I've built with you guys. And so in my usual fashion, the only thing that I know how to do is to just be brutally honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm not going to tell you any lies. I'm going to use the drone. I'm going to show you the shots that it gets, and I'm going to talk honestly about what I think about it. And I'll let you make up your own mind as to whether you think you should get one. Right off the bat, this drone is 4K, which means it's a higher resolution than my old drone can film in. And as a result, I'm able to film this entire video in 4K. This is the first time I've ever edited and uploaded a video to YouTube in 4K. So that immediately is a quality improvement over my old drone. That was actually the main reason I said yes to this review, just to find out, is it worth upgrading like that to get better quality video? And I'll let you be the judge if you think the video is quite high quality. You can see we're up here at this cabin in the mountains, and we've been hiking around, and I flew the drone in pretty good lighting conditions. I haven't flown it at night because I don't want to crash it. And so under pretty good lighting conditions, you can see it does a pretty good job. We're getting 4K at 30 frames a second. From what I can see in the software, in the menus, I'm not able to change that at all. It cannot do 24 frames a second. It cannot do slow-mo at 60 frames a second. As far as I can tell, you can't even make it shoot in just HD, just 1080p. This is a 4K drone, and that is the end of the discussion. And so the drone itself, I think, is pretty decent quality. It has ultrasonic sensors, it has optical sensors, so it can avoid obstacles. It doesn't crash, you know, when you're landing, it knows where the ground is, stuff like that. I think though, where this drone lets itself down a little bit is in the software, in the controls. And this is one of those drones where you attach your phone to the controller, and then your phone, you know, runs an app, and essentially you do a lot of the flight controls and the visualization on the screen of your phone. And I've always thought that's a pretty workable solution, because it means you're not spending more money than you need to on an additional screen. You know, you've already got your phone, you may as well use it. And so the app that you use to control the drone, it really defines what the experience is like. And the controller is perfectly workable. It's very much like every other drone on the market. What I have found though is the controls are quite twitchy. When you move the joysticks, nothing happens for about 50 or 75% of the movement of the joystick, and then suddenly it all happens. So when you're trying to get a cinematic shot, when you're trying to do a nice, slow, smooth pan, that's a really difficult thing to do with this drone. It does have a few different flight modes. It can be in high speed mode. It can be in like cinematic camera mode. They don't seem to make much difference to that twitchiness. Even in cinematic mode, the controls are quite twitchy. The drone does come with 2 batteries, and so they say that gives you 70 minutes of flight time. And in my testing, I would say that's pretty accurate. Definitely I got half an hour out of it from both batteries. So I'm up to 60 minutes, probably 75 or 70 if I was willing to push it until the batteries were quite flat. So I think that's really good that it comes with 2 automatically. It comes with a bunch of charging cables and stuff like that you would expect, and the cable you need to connect your phone actually to the controller. Another thing they advertise with this drone is how far away it can fly because of the transmission that it uses. And in my testing, I had it out to 500 meters yesterday, and the screen started to get a bit jittery and it kind of broke up. And then this morning with this cloud cover, I only went out to 250 meters and it lost connection to the drone, and it basically started coming home on its own because it couldn't talk to the controller anymore. I could still see the drone out there over the mountains, so there's obviously no buildings in the way, there's no obstructions, I don't think there's any radio towers or anything like that up here. So in terms of ideal conditions, you would expect this would be it, and that's about how far away it went. And then this drone also has a couple of advanced flight modes. So one of them is you can make it follow the controller. Based on the GPS coordinates of the controller, the drone will just follow it wherever it goes. That's pretty handy if you're in a vehicle, pretty handy if you're on a mountain bike or something like that. In my testing, it works quite well, although the drone doesn't compensate for elevation. So if the controller goes up a lot in elevation because you're driving up a mountain, the drone doesn't also go up in elevation. That's a bit of a downside. The other thing you can do is image recognition on the screen. You can highlight, say, me on a mountain bike, and then say, just follow that. And based on the image recognition, it will follow the thing that you have selected. Again, I think it works pretty well. It doesn't compensate for elevation, which is a downside. There's no doubt about it, having a drone is pretty fun. It's a toy, it's fun to play with. I am a YouTuber, I am capturing my adventures. So for me, it makes sense to have a drone. It is a tool, just like the camera I'm speaking to, just like the microphone I'm using. You know, I buy these things to use as part of my job. But if I wasn't a YouTuber, it's hard to know if having a drone would be worth it. Certainly it's fun, certainly it's a great way to show your friends and family, you know, what you're getting up to. And even just flying it is fun, even if you don't record any videos or take any photos, it still is just a cool toy to play with. You get some really unique perspectives on where you are. We've used it hiking a few times actually, just to see like what's over the next ridge or see which way the trail goes. Can be pretty handy at times for things like that too. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on the Veeniix V11 drone. And you can see I'm new to this whole product review thing, and I don't particularly like it. I don't think this is something I'm going to do again, but I am curious to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Do you want me to do more gear reviews on things that I'm being offered? Do you want me to talk about my camera setups, how I edit these videos? Or do you just want me to hurry up and get on to building the Jeep and having the adventures around the world, and you're not really worried about the gear and the behind the scenes? I would like to know what you think, and I would like to make videos that you guys are interested in watching. And if you are interested, there is a link in the description, so you can head over to Amazon and check out this drone. I've tried my hardest to be honest with you and just let you know my thoughts. And so there it is, the Veeniix V11 drone.